Welcome to a sponsored 6-part video series of Trump teachings, Gwent. Welcome to the 6th and final video of the Gwent teachings series. This video ties all of the previous lessons together. You need to always sequence your cards well. You need to have the vision and patience to get the most value out of your cards. You need to find the right times to pass. You need to find the right times to bleed out your opponent. So that means you need a good, constantly shifting game plan in Gwent. You need to know how these situations constantly shift and change depending on what deck you're playing, what deck they're playing, and the unique draw that was dealt to both players' hands. That's a lot to know all at once, but now you know what you need to know. So go practice. Nilfgaard always have a plan, and they always win. We are going to showcase the underhanded political dealings of the Nilfgaard with the budget spy deck, and with this actual competitive deck, we're going to showcase that the Nilfgaard is able to see right through the opponent's game plan. In fact, that game plan is going to be revealed to us. Our budget spy deck features the default golds and the default silver cards. I've only added good old Mirtabrak, as well as the very spicy Fringilla Vigo, who is actually going to be a big part of the deck. This deck aims to get out a really big guy, usually Imperial Brigade, but it could just be a guy buffed by multiple ambassadors. And then you copy that really big guy with Combat Engineer, so it stays for the next round. This makes it very similar to the Monster Consume deck that I showcased 2 videos ago. Now this deck wants to win 2 rounds in a row, win either round 1 or 2, and then win the immediate round after that thanks to the resilience from the Combat Engineer. Now let's play the budget spy deck, and remember, you shall not repeat your previous mistakes. Ah, hello, brother. It's Calvite versus Calvite. So in this deck, you're not really looking for anything in particular, although the Emissary is really good to help thin out your deck. So Vicovaro Novice can copy Emissary, and then Decoy can hit Novice. We want exactly 1 Combat Engineer, so I'm going to toss that. We want like 1 card that'll stick around and be big, but 2 cards sticking around isn't bad either. Cleaver is pretty good since I can lock up Emperor Brigade, as the opponent's playing the same side. His hand is actually looking okay. But probably 2 engineers is too many. This looks okay. I have no gold cards, but that's okay. The good old bronze cards will do here. So that card is gaining more pikemen over time. So I'm going to want to lock it with the Cleaver, but I can have a little bit of patience since that takes 2 rounds. I can play it next turn, but I might as well start with locking it up. No reason to wait.
Onward, sons of Nilfgaard!
We'll use the Emissary, we'll thin out the deck, we'll play something really big, and then we'll put the Combat Engineer on it. Fairly easy and straightforward game plan. And I'll get out the Brigade first. And that opens me up to Scorch. I guess we should go Emissary first then. Sequencing matters.
Your humble servant.
Oh, Rot Tosser. That can be delightfully annoying in this case. This Rot Tosser, this cow carcass will blow up and potentially kill all of his 5s.
No one can hide from me.
I get to play my Emperor Brigade, getting the buff from the cow carcass before it goes away. Oh, but I actually played it to sync up with Canarella, which is actually not good. Because they're the same, but he had to deal with his cow carcass on this turn. Anyways, we're going to make sure that we quickly buff one of these cards out of range. We're going to do it on the Rot Tosser.
Hail, Kerzer!
Up to it, knaves!
Choose an enemy or revealed opposing unit. Move all copies of your opponent's deck to the graveyard. Choosing Cantarella? Oh no, choosing Rot Tosser. So the reason why I chose Rot Tosser is because I might get a I might get the very spicy silver in this deck. We'll see if I get it. Let's start with Emissary again though.
Your humble servant.
Another Emperor Brigade.
Gwent and Kazer!
Oh crap. Oh no, that's oh crap.
Enough.
I just put 2 14s on the front row. It's protected under Scorch, but I had thought that the cow carcass would blow up. So I'm going to push one of these even further up. Our goal of this deck is to keep a really big card off to the second round. It would have been nice if he continued playing, but I'll just simply do that.
What? No! How?
Good enough, or should I copy a 16 as well? We're going all in the next round. The opponent has so many more cards on us, so we're going to go ahead and copy the 16 as well.
I warned you.
This puts us at a huge card disadvantage in round 2, but this is known as going all in. The game plan here is to win 2 consecutive rounds, so it's okay to kind of ignore the general passing rule, which I said you don't want to be down 2 cards and win. We're down 3 cards and win, but we have a really good reason for it. Even if I lose this round, I actually drew another combat engineer, and I can copy the Emperor Brigade again. So since I have no spies left, I'll go ahead and get rid of the Nausicaa Brigade. Let's begin with the engineer on the less powerful unit, since he's almost certain to try to target the more powerful unit first.
The common folk. I care for them.
And we'll go ahead and use Calvite. We're trying to get
Rookie
our
mistake.
saucy copy a card. I am trying to still win 2 rounds in a row, but now we have a little bit of backup plan.
I forgive you. This time.
Alright, there's Fringilla. Exactly who I was looking for. Sets the unit on the right to the unit on the
Wield
left.
my magic as if it were your own.
This makes it very vulnerable
There's
to
been a
certain
mistake.
bad effects, but
I'm no mage.
this is the danger and thrill of this deck. And I believe we're good to go here. I'll try to win in the last round, and the opponent will have to take some time to catch up here.
It's time.
I did mention that...
No! How?
Oh, if neither flare is passed. I did mention
If
that...
anyone asks, you've not
Like, we're
seen
breaking a few rules from the previous lessons here, but as long as you have a good game plan, this game constantly shifts. And I did say that this deck wants to win 1 round and then the round immediate after, but I did draw a combat engineer to copy resilience, so it happens that I could actually go yet another round. So, the game of Gwent is lovely in that it's not just following straightforward rules. Situation constantly changes. Even though I was 3 cards behind, it actually ends up that we're actually going to a final round, which is unexpected. And we're on even cards.
My powers are yours to command.
But I do go into the final round with a 16 on the board, so playing a little bit dirty here.
Gwent and Kazer!
Ho ho, I sense trouble.
The opponent's playing a Siri dash deck, getting the Siri continuously back.
Please wait, Your Excellency. I'm falling behind.
Brigade that thing. Sequencing was important, playing the Emperor Brigade before playing that one. So even if I got Nausicaa Brigade, I could kill it and still get the buff. Opponent's got a toggle lock card and then 1 more card. Okay, here.
I am no Nilfgaardian.
Ambassador.
Hail, Kerzer!
And we'll buff this one. Spread out the buffs.
Greetings. What is it?
And now we take a look at this heavy reveal synergy Nilfgaard deck. You're playing a lot of cards that reveal cards, and you're playing three main cards that have reveal synergies. The Mangonel deals damage whenever cards are revealed. The Foot Soldiers get put into play immediately, and you get to draw another card when they're revealed. And the Spotter just gets boosted by 1 whenever it's revealed. This deck has a game plan of wanting to win round 1, bleed round 2, and then play the Spotters on round 3 when they're very, very powerful. This deck even has a particularly spicy card in it if you manage to get those 2 cards to line up. You have Letho, which can be used to kill 4 of your opponent's units and then put all their power into Letho. But then you've got the perfect card with that, the Dimeridium Bomb. If you throw it on Letho, it'll actually reset him to 1 power. So 4 of your opponent's units could be set to 1 power with these 2 cards.
The gate must be secure.
Not all battles need end in bloodshed.
Alright, time to crush some monsters under the Empire's heel. This deck loves seeing Darwan Foot Soldiers in the hand, and wants to toss Imperial Golems, but I don't have any in my hand. They also want to toss Spotters, since those are weak in the opening hand, but I also don't have any of those in my hand. In fact, I have the spicy Letho plus the Dimeridium Bomb in my hand, and I also have 2 Mangonels and 2 Foot Soldiers. This is nearly as good as the hand gets, so I'll keep it all. This deck wants to lead off with the Mangonels into the discarding with the leader ability. The leader ability also pulls the Imperial Golems from the deck. That's a card that I would like to kill. Maybe it's so bad that I'll Letho it. Possibly. Because that gets him back the card advantage if it waits out 3 turns. The trade-off is it's a weak 6 silver play, if I can deal with it. If I can't deal with it, I might just use Letho to avoid him getting another card into his hand.
Naivety is a fool's blessing.
Alright, we'll start with the Mangonel again. Wow, the Dimeridium Bomb is extremely strong against this one. That's originally 8, and it's a 16-point play. Fairly strong. So I think I can get enough revealing that the Ockfist has a decent chance of dying. Let's go ahead and use my leader power first.
If it's peace you desire, prepare for war.
Now, note that I'm not going to reveal my Foot Soldiers yet, because I can reveal them with Vatier. However, I have Cynthia, so I don't want to reveal his yet either. But I'll still reveal these 3. It was a necessity to reveal faster than I wanted to, because I need to shoot down that Ockfist. So 2 fighting philosophies there. Now with that here and getting 4 more shots, I think I feel pretty confident in hitting that Ockfist. This is going to make Cynthia pretty weak, but it looked like he had weak cards anyways to target down. Maybe I'll end up mulliganing Cynthia as a result. Wow, that's very unlucky. 4 shots and I did not manage to hit Ockfist.
Bet this'll come as a surprise.
Wow.
Damn it. Don't like the look of this.
Though in this case, it kind of just counteracts the first player measure. He's basically made me the first player instead of him. go ahead and use the bomb. Cynthia is actually rather big because the Octvist of 6 is bigger than any of the cards he's been playing with. Also, I do want to still reveal cards while I have the Mangonel on the board. This is actually going to be a good use of Letho as well to kill off the resilience things. However, if I win round 1, I don't care so much if he has a strong round 2 with the carryover. So I will just go ahead and carry out the plan of strong plays.
Order will triumph. It must
Reason
triumph.
being, I can just bleed him round 2. It doesn't matter how much power he starts off in round 2. Now the only question is, do I want to cycle Canarilla? No, because I have round 1. So we want to bleed him in round 2, and the Spy is best in round 2 for that purpose. So even though the opponent's going to start off with such a strong board here, the opponent must continue playing. Otherwise I'll surpass him in terms of board. The Alchemist is looking like the weakest card in my hand, so I'll toss it. And this is the despair of bleeding right here. I'll toss it on this one to make a potential Igni better on the final row.
Let us see.
Ooh, Leo. I have a 9. It's a good card. I'll take it. Or rather, I have an 8, because this one's revealed. So that's some sweet despair for the opponent. Forced to play a card, even though they're already 32 points ahead. Peter Sar is actually very, very strong against Ekimara. Ekimara's base strength is 3.
The common folk. I care for them.
You talked enough.
Okay, the series is going to give him some card advantage. If he loses this round, but of course if he loses this round, he's out. He's just trying to play the weakest cards possible in order to preserve the strongest cards for the final round. But this deck wants to bleed. Let's go ahead and Alchemist and see if there's any good cards for me to Serret in his hand.
You've not seen me.
Nope. Also though, I made a order misplay there. I needed to play Leo on the Alchemist. Probably on the Necker, because he hadn't shuffled any further ones.
Improvise.
So I'm destroying the carryover there. This is base power, unfortunately, so it does not work with the spies. Now that's a desperate play on his side. Oh, I guess the Necker is in his hand. Because I thought his third one would be pulled, but no, it's already in his hand.
Beast or man makes no difference to me.
So I'm happy to bleed all the way to the final card and just leave Spotter in my hand. And here's the downside in the gamble. He's gambling that I can't beat his points with my 2 cards. Unfortunately for him, I can.
I'll do as you ask. This time.
But hey, at least you have Siri back in your hand. That was a good pass on his side, because if we went to the final round, he would just lose as well. So there you have it. That's the game plan. Use all you've learned between sequencing, patience, passing, and bleeding in order to formulate the specific game plan you need to follow in order to win each specific matchup in a variety of ever-changing scenarios. Play your cards right, and you might find yourself in these types of situations. Well, that's a very strong final hand. Looks good to me.